All right, welcome everybody to the All Heat team call tonight. I'm excited to have you all on tonight because all of the national marketing directors who were at conference are going to share a little bit with you tonight about what we saw, how we felt, what we learned. I am super excited for you to once again see who your national marketing directors and PMDs and IMDs and EMDs are. And it gives you a chance to get to know all of us better. It gives us a chance to know all of you better. And we really get an opportunity to share with you. So we're going to start tonight with Deborah Rudloff. I'm going to spotlight you, Deb. Oh, that didn't work. That's interesting. Oh, there we are. Wonder how that happened. Hi, Deb. And Deb is going to tell us a little bit about our learning lab. Deborah is my first national marketing director. A lot of the NMDs on our team are under Deb. And so Debbie and I have been working together 30 years.
Over maybe 31, because before Juice Plus came out.
Yeah, I think it's at least 31, Deb, because you were just a little bit, we were 33 and feels like you were.
Yeah, I think you guys were in the business just under a year, maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
So anyway, we've been together a long time. There's longevity in this team. And so Deb, I'm going to turn this over to you because you're going to talk about, and Deb has a greenhouse on her property that's so amazing that has, I don't know, 8 tower gardens in it. I visited it. It's fabulous. So I think she's the perfect person to tell us about the Tower Garden Learning Labs. Go for it, Deb.
Okay, well, this will be pretty short, because, but one thing I can say was the feeling I had just being in Charlotte. Last year, I had to miss Atlanta, and that was the only conference I'd missed in my whole entire time with the Juice Plus company. So I just loved the energy that we got from the conference. So the learning labs, I went to 3 of them, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the Tower Garden, and it won't take too long. But I just, these are my raw notes. Okay, that's about it. So I learned that the Flex Tower can add up to 13 pots. So it can be way tall if you want. And they said that the Home with Lights is a gateway product. So I'm assuming that means like they might want to learn more about Juice Plus after they buy that. And it also pays for itself in food in probably a year or less. And he said there is such a thing as recurring income with a Tower Garden, because if they get on the 12-month payment plan, you're going to get 40 points of PV every month for a year. And if you have staggering Tower Garden sales, you could, just have Tower Garden income coming in all the time. And he said 50% of all the people that buy a Tower Garden buy another one. So I've seen that happen, they let their tomatoes take over and they go, I guess I'll just let that one be the tomatoes, So I need another one for greens. They said there's 2 types of Tower Garden customers, which kind of is the same with Juice Plus. There's the one that just wants to be a pure customer, but there's also those people that keep talking about, my sister might want one of these or that. And that's when you can lead them into being a partner and affiliate with us. Stephen Ritz then talked for a while, and the most exciting thing I heard from him was all the kids, every one of his kids that's been in his program, the Green Bronx Machine, have graduated from high school. And over the last probably 10 years, they've received over $3 million in college scholarships. So these kids are going from joining gangs to like excellent students and going on to college and having it paid for. That's so awesome. Then Henry Lee is the science teacher, and he said that he has tested all of the other aeroponic or hydroponic or whatever those other systems that are out there are. And he said that our Tower Garden is by far the best of all of them. And then I can't remember who said that, if it was Steve Ritz or Henry Lee, but I wrote down that they said there's no shortage of money that schools have access to. I mean, I know that we can write grants and get them grant opportunities, but apparently he said that principals in a school have total autonomy over any purchase under $10,000. So that's just a good little tidbit to know. And that's all I wrote down in the notes. But anyway, it was a great learning lab, and I can't wait to hear everybody else's take on the other learning labs.
Hey, Deb, I think you've set the bar for keeping it short, number one, really just telling the important pieces. And then I was going to ask you a question. I wished I'd written it down about the Tower Gardens, and it's just, oh, the Germinator. What do you know about the Germinator?
Yeah, I forgot all about that. I just got mine yesterday.
Yay, so tell us couple sentences.
Well, it's nice and compact. I had been using this other kind of seedling light thing that we found at some store somewhere, and it was really big, and it had these older kind of lights in it. So this is going to have the LED lights, which is a bigger advancement than I'd been using. So I'm pretty excited to get it started. We're just moving towers inside. We've still got one tower out in our greenhouse that's still got big tomatoes on it. We're just hoping some more will get ripe, but we're winding down the greenhouse right now. And so we're going to have a home and a flex in our living room. And one of them I'm going to plant like stuff like cucumbers and eggplant and stuff, and just see what I can do, because I've tried new things all the time, and I grew jalapenos totally under those grow lights last winter. So another one's just going to be herbs and, you know, lettuce and that kind of stuff.
Any chance, and maybe not now, if you can put the Germinator somewhere where you can turn the camera around and we can see it, unless it's not out of the box or ready to look at?
It's way upstairs in my office, so
all right.
Well,
all right. Well, anyway, Deb, thanks so much. So the Germinator is designed for you to do your Rockwell or your whatever at home and grow your own seeds in a simple, fast, effective way. So let's see. So thanks, Deb. Let me find Jennifer. There she is. Jennifer, I'm going to spotlight you. And Jennifer Straub's National Marketing Director with 2 grown children, an amazing husband. She's just a really super mom. I go to her for counsel on different things. She's got a very clear vision of things, really straightforward. And I trust you so much, Jennifer. So for the rest of you that don't know Jennifer, she's just a treasure on our team for sure. So Jennifer, you're going to tell us about Jason Dorsey, who was fabulous. Oh my God, about generation. Share with us some of the tricks of the trade that he shared with us. And then how you can get, I don't know if you have it, but how you can get his PDF information to read about it more. And if you don't, we'll collect it and put it on board somewhere.
Okay. Thank you very much, Nikki. And right back at you with the respect level there. Jason Dorsey was beyond entertaining and so poignant. And I loved everything he spoke about. He was talking about the different generations, and generations give us 3 things. They foster connection, they build trust, and they drive influence. He also was talking about it is more important to find out why people are not buying than why they are buying, and to ask questions and keep asking questions to figure out, because we may be able to meet that need. Why are people not more excited? Why are they not sticking with it? So figuring out why they're not is more important than why they are. He talked about the number one trend in generations is in shaping the generations is parenting. He talked about entitlement is not it's not a learned behavior. It is a learned behavior from our parents. It's not something that we're picking up outside. And the number 2 trend is technology. Everybody thought technology would play a huge role in it, but parenting is number 1. He said that we need what do we need to stay in this industry? So when you're talking to your new people, what is so important? Number 1, they need to feel valued. Number 2, they need to feel challenged. And he said to us, make sure that you're being honest. Don't say this is easy, because it's not. We all know that. It's simple, but it's not easy. Number 3, they need to feel included. Number 4, progress. We need to celebrate every single step. And number 5 is purpose. Then he went through and he said generations are powerful connection tools. And he went through each generation. And I'm telling you, I took the best notes I could between laughing really hard, because he was very, very funny and very realistic. Gen Z, which is age 11 through 27, it's the fastest growing. And number 1, they like to talk about stability and reliability. They're reliable. They're social causes. They love health and wellness. They trust social media. Where we go back to the research and all that, they trust social media. The influences there have a big impact on them, and they're the most diverse generation. I'm going to try to do this quickly. They all want to be entrepreneurs, but they don't want to spend a lot of money. And then they don't believe the government's going to really provide for them. So they're a great generation to introduce as business to. They also don't have all of the history of industries. And so it's a great future for us to really focus on that younger generation. Millennials, very funny. Delayed adulthood. They like freedom without responsibility. And they break them up into two different groups, but they were talking about they are very tech dependent, not tech savvy. We always talk about the millennials being so savvy. They're actually tech dependent. They really don't know what to do without the technology. Generation X, which is age 47 through 58, they are naturally skeptical. Actions speak louder than words. And the generation is being pulled in three different directions. And I am this generation, and it's very true, between kids, business, and parents. They are the most loyal generation, and they're loyal to people and not organizations. And they're making the big choices of the rest of their life. They are a great group to talk to for making that plan B, because they're really thinking of the rest of their lives. Then you've got the baby boomers, who are 59 through 77. They are still the most influential generation, and they have the money. So they are great ones to go after. And they are the strongest of all the generations. So I absolutely loved how they were talking about the different generations. And if you truly understand the generations, you can relate to your customers and your teammates. I mean, everybody has a different view, a different vantage point on things. And I'm at 4 minutes, so I'm going to quickly, I'll put in the discussion how to reach out to get his PDF, because I do have that here. And if you want me to, if we have extra time at the end, I'll talk about the emerging generation.
And yeah, what I loved too, Jennifer, and we don't have time, was why is it important to know these things? Like I remember one of the generations, and I don't remember which one, they don't really like to look you in the eye. So when you're standing trying to get their attention and you're right on them, they're backing up. So that's one of the things why they're not buying. You're maybe hovering. So he actually gave you the why they're not buying in some of the generations. So I imagine that PDF will be really helpful. So
it will be, and kind of same thing that you're talking about, another, like the emerging generation coming up. This spoke volumes to me because it's my son. I mean, it's completely my son. They talk about they are not linear learners. Like you can't go step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You go to step 5, tell them what the outcome will be, and then you back into step 1, 2, and and so not looking in eyes and knowing how to approach someone is going to captivate them and keep them interested in what you're doing. It really was a neat talk on how you approach each different generation.
Yeah, he was hilarious. He was as funny as you can absolutely imagine. Okay, yes. I am looking. Sandy, don't forget to unmute yourself. And Jennifer, that was really great. And I hope you all look at the PDF that she's going to post, because I think that gives you a little bit more in depth, and why people don't buy is just is more important. And I started thinking about that when I got home, and I really got the picture of why somebody didn't buy from me, because of something that I didn't catch, rather than, why they would have said yes. So Sandy Tabola Abrams, yay, welcome to the call, my buddy. She just gives me so much love, I can hardly stand it. She just always makes sure to acknowledge me, and so that's just really her heart shining through. And so Sandy, tell us, wait, let me see if I can get this straight. You're going to do social selling. Yes. So that's going to be exciting. I'm turning it over to you.
All righty. And it was so difficult to pin it to one thing because it was all so good. But yes, Social Selling by Kristen Boss. And she said that nothing good comes easy. And why do people buy? Well, it's intentional. And so if they're going to buy with intention, our business strategy also needs to be done with intent. And so she said 3 parts of social selling are content, connections, and conversions. She talked about the customer journey. They're first a closed observer, right? And then a curious follower. And then they're an engaged follower. And this all happens through content that we're posting. So she's all about the social media, but you don't leave it there. Trust is then built. They go from being an interested follower to a happy customer to a super fan. And that can take 6 months to 9 months to a year. We first attract them as observers, then we nurture them, build that relationship, nurture them to be followers, and then sell to them as they become an interested consumer, from an interested consumer to a happy customer. And she said that if you have no leads, you have no sales. And for lead generation, we want to attract the best customers, not just anyone. So, and the fruit usually comes, she says, 60 to 90 days from when you start. So stay in it actively. Sometimes we give up, and consistency is key. So she says today's money is in getting a customer. Tomorrow is with the team. She says if you're only selling products, you're only selling half of the vision. You offer solutions to health challenges and financial wellness. So if you want to expand your mission, then you need to expand the number of people that you share your vision with. And lead generation requires consistent and intentional activity. And she says not to be generic, but to find a niche. You have a unique set of skills and talents. What are they? Find your target audience. And she says, who are they? Where are they? What do they want? Why do they want it? We need to reimagine attraction. It happens with your content strategy. Understand your people, identify, and she actually had us write the answer to these questions, and so that we could kind of find our target in our target market. And so the questions are, what season of life are they in? What's the age demographic? What they enjoy, hobbies, adventures, goals. What is something you overcome that they may be wanting to overcome? And this is kind of the key here, because the things we've overcome, the ages that we've overcome. So our target market might not be our exact age. It might be someone that's going through some of the things that we went through and can offer solutions to. And then the age demographic, then what is something, what do you feel passionate about? Who do you have natural influence with? So these questions just kind of give you clues to what your product target is, and your team target is. What are they currently frustrated with? What do they want? And what have they tried? Why didn't it work? Why do they want to fix this problem? What happens if they don't? So as you're building relationships with them, you can have, these are things you can have conversation with, but it's also, these are ideas for social media posts, right? Because you want to help people that are asking some of these questions and don't even know that they're struggling with them, or, haven't put it into words and haven't reached out to you because they didn't know. But as you're posting things, those people that are liking and commenting, you're going to see that. Okay, so you identify, next, where are your peeps? So they're in Facebook groups, they're in all kinds of social media groups, large accounts. So building relationships with people from large accounts that are commenting and posting, authors, YouTube, podcasts, Pinterest, TikTok, meetup groups, social networks, fitness classes. So it can be live too. You can be adding them to your social media and building conversations and building the relationship at the same time. So she says when you add people, you're going to engage with them, you're going to follow, you're going to like their stuff, you're going to comment, you're going to be a human. She kept emphasizing that. Connect, ask questions, introduce yourself. And when the relationship builds, you can introduce your solutions, collaborate with them. That's so different. Doesn't that have a different vibe than sell to them? Create, strategize, content, value, educational content, and value-driven content. And she says to be generous with recipes, inspirational quotes. Make sure you're adding value as you're posting. And remember, they're thinking, what's in it for me? So your content is what earns and keeps the follow. Engagement is what gets their connection and keeps the connection growing and the relationship growing. So connect with people daily, be a real human, add names to, keep building your circle, your funnel, right? And why should people be social with you? Remember remember the who before the how. That relationships are everything. And then when you attract, nurture them, have lots of people in your pipeline. And I have a special gift for each of you. She gave us this gift, and I'm passing it on to you. And it is free download of prompts to write high converting content to consistently generate new leads and sales. So I'm going to send that to you. It's a link to her site and the gift. Okay.
Great. Sandy, thanks so much. That was great. Lots of information. So for those of you that are going, oh my God, that was so much information. I want to, I couldn't take fast enough notes. You can go back and watch this either through the Heat Team Facebook or our Heat YouTube channel. Super easy to find. So don't worry about that. This is the beauty of what we're doing. So Sandy, thank you so much. And our next speaker is, where did it go? Hello. Tyra. Let me see if I can, there you are. Okay. All right, Tyra. Tyra, I'm so excited for you to share this. Tyra and Carolyn have let me be their buddies in organizing everything, and they've totally kept me on track. I so appreciate it. And the grace that they give me in making mistakes and putting things together is the best. So, and you're an EMD, right, Carolyn? I mean, Tyra, see, I put them together, right, Tyra? Sorry.
Tyra, yes.
All right, Tyra, you're going to talk to us about the new Lamprecht study, Dr. Lamprecht.
Yes, Dr. Lamprecht. It was fascinating. I think we all were wowed when he shared this with us. And it was a study that was done with researchers from Italy and Colorado on Juice Plus fruit, veggie, and berry capsules to see if it could reduce the number of coronary heart events. Well, the researchers used heart health risk factors like cholesterol and homocysteine as biomarkers, and they searched to see what products that were out there that had fruits and vegetables in them with credible research showing improvements, right, with their product. Well, guess which product they found that actually had scientific data? Anybody want to give a guess? I know you're all muted. Yes, Juice Plus. Well, this was an independent study where Juice Plus had no say in the outcome, rather good or bad. And that's our peer-reviewed journals that we are publishing, all of our others as well. But the study was published in the Journal of Clinical Medicine, a very well-known journal. And the overwhelming results were rather shocking. That is, the conclusion was that over a 10-year period, 62 million people that had prevented a cardiovascular event and stayed alive.
Can you say that again? How many events would have been prevented, according to this study, if those people had been on Juice Plus? How many?
A little more than 62 million.
I hope you're writing this down. Everybody in the room, I think their chins hit the ground on this one.
We did. We all were like in awe. I was seeing this. They did have a slide up there, but that's incredible. But also, in addition, there was another large staggering number, and it was estimated that there was a direct cost savings For things like, because we all usually with coronary heart events, there's surgeries, hospitalizations, rehabilitation. And when they calculated all that up, there would be a savings of $109 billion in medical expenses.
So
yeah,
our insurance and what the government and Medicare, and we could be saving $109 billion plus dollars if people got
Yeah.
into
yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. So anything else that you want to let us in on, Tyra? How was the actual conference for you?
Oh, you know what? I've heard this said for everyone that went. It really, we say it was the best. It was the best. I mean, it really was a wonderful, wonderful conference. Just, it was electrifying.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Tyra. I think you might have put us back on target here. Our next speaker, I'm going to find her. Alexis, where are you?
I'm here.
There
Does
you
it help?
are. Thank
Okay.
you. Yes, that helps. Hold on one second. Yay. And I have told so many people about you and your organizational abilities. I mean, it's beyond measure. Seriously, if you have not followed her on Instagram, you absolutely should. And that one picture, the last picture that you posted with all the kids holding Juice Plus, and the little one is in the high chair, like looking like all the rest of them are smiling and everything. Do you know which picture I'm talking about? It was
Yes.
so good. It could have been used in an ad somewhere. And then finally, the generosity that Alexis has to share when she discovers what's working for her and her team. She is the first to tell us what she's doing, how to do it, and shares all the pieces that she's put together with tens and tens of hours putting stuff together. She shares freely. So thank you so much. And she was one of the speakers at conference and did an amazing job with her distributor, Jenna. Go for it.
Thank you, Nikki. So I'll start off by saying, if you have not had a chance to see that presentation from conference, Carolyn was gracious enough to record the entire thing. So send me a message on Voxer and I'm absolutely happy to forward that over to you so you can check that out and watch it.
Well,
I am sharing.
I think
with
the whole thing is posted on boards, and if it's not, I will put it there because we have one folder that's your interactive folder on boards. I can then put, that right up on board so that 1 million people don't have to bug you on Voxer. Let's get that easy for you.
Perfect.
Oh,
And
Jenna
Nikki-
says she's not on boards. I already did it.
There we go. Nikki handles that and she's amazing to make life easier for us. Hold on. I have one that just joined us. Okay.
Yay.
Sorry. My smallest human came and joined us today. So I am sharing tonight about the product lab and the events lab. So the labs were on Thursday. They were an hour and a half each and they were phenomenal. The product lab, Lisa Pebble was one of the speakers. She is our director of product development, and she has such great insight to everything that goes into product development. So the ingredients, the farmers, the steps that are taken, the certifications that we have, everything that goes into that. She is really, really great at doing that. And so they brought up one of our farmers and interviewed them and talked about the quality of the products and the steps that the farmers are going through to ensure that our products are absolutely the most clean and everything that they go through from the time that they plant that until it comes to us at Juice Plus. They also talked about the better than organic label. So a lot of times people will ask us, well, is your product organic? The NSF certification is significantly more detailed than an organic label. An organic label is basically just a paper notation of the soil being clean is what they said. And then the NSF certification is going to test it throughout the process. So really using that verbiage, they gave us a lot of verbiage things. Better than organic is one of the things that they talked that we should be able to mention. And then one of the things that was also discussed was one of the products that most of us keep seeing on TV, a big competitor. They discussed a lot about reading those labels and looking at, what is actually in the products. And without kind of going into all that detail, I do believe Lisa said that would be shared with us for field partners. So we would have, just some more things to be able to educate ourselves and our customers about. I will tell you that in boards, you can go into the what to say section, and there is a beautiful graphic that compares our product to everyone else's. And I really love to use that anytime somebody asks me about a competitor's product. I just feel like it really showcases our research, our quality. So if you guys have never seen that graphic, I encourage you guys to take a look at that. But that's really what the products lab was about. And then the other lab that I was going to share about was the events lab. And if you've been around, you know, I love events. They give so many great examples of different events that you can have, in-home events, Zoom events. They showed a bunch of flyers. Jill Wagner has shared all of those flyers with the NMDs. So I'll make sure Nikki has that as well, so we can get that onto boards. But she just had some great ones. And I'll tell you just one that I thought was really unique, one that I've never done before. I've done, you know, salad in a jar and soup in a jar and the different meal preps and the sourdough workshops, but they talked about a favorite things event, like you do this around the holidays. So you bring 2 of your favorite things that are wrapped, and you go around the room, and as people select their gifts and unwrap them, people get to share why those are their favorite things. And you really learn about people. And then they said it's the perfect time for us to share like what a gift Juice Plus is and what it's done for their family. They serve Juice Plus smoothies there. And I just thought that that was really fun and unique. They also had some role playing at their lab where they were able to bring up some partners on their team to just play the different roles. And I'll just give you one example that I loved. They had somebody came up, and when they said yes right away to coming to the event, instead of just being like, okay, great, I'll see you there, they asked for more. They said, would you be willing to bring a friend with you and fill your car with a couple other people to ride with you? Or another option is, would you be willing to bring something to contribute? So thinking about, you know, asking for more when we get that immediate yes, I thought was great. So passing it back over to you, Nikki.
Alexis, thanks so much. And the asking for more, now that we're coming into holiday seasons, one thing you can do is turn every event you do into a food drive. Please come with 3 cans of food. And so people feel, or come with socks, or come with whatever it is that you know that you'll be donating. So it really elevates the event, that we are not only concerned about the people that are there, but we're concerned about the people that can't get there, that aren't eating healthy. So that's something else that we've done in the past with events, is bringing canned foods or fresh whatever that you then are responsible to distribute. So Alexis, thank you so much for that. And getting the question, where's the comparison sheet? Maybe you can remind us where it is on boards. I want to make sure it's on the HEAT team and not some other boards that I didn't get it. So I want to make sure that it's up on the HEAT team. So if you can check and put it in the chat, that would be great. So let's see what's going on here. So I'm up next, and let's see. I don't know why this is not exactly working. Hang on one second. There we go. And then the spotlight. So I'm just going to give you something that also, like the one that Tyra talked about, the $109+ billion saved, was the totally on a different note, but got us as excited, was the news about the United States Performance Center, which is an Olympic rated center for athletes to come and stay and train. They have equipment that is so far superior to most other gyms or training centers out there. For example, they talked about a football player who could not solve an injury and he wasn't playing. They weren't letting him on the field because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. They pinned it down to, it wasn't hamstring, it wasn't, something else. It was something that had to do with his glutes. And when they changed the kinds of exercise he did in a very short period, he got back out into the field. So they are really noted for noted for the exceptional training that's way far beyond the normal training in the world. But here's the thing, their nutrition also is really important. And as we all know, a lot of people that are into exercise physiology don't talk about nutrition. But we all know on this call how important nutrition is. And their nutrition protocol is that if you are an athlete and you are going to train with them, you have to be on the Juice Plus protocol, which right now is just the trio, the fruits, the veggies, and the berries, but they are going to be adding the omegas, and they are going to be adding our shakes to the protocol. So how exciting is that? So in boards, you can find out all this information, but I'm just going to tell you, oops, all of a sudden I'm really thirsty with no water. Here's the phrase, and again, this is posted in boards. The wellness company that I'm affiliated with has partnered with the United States Performance Center. I can read this without water. Hang on, I can't believe this. Somebody talk.
I was just gonna say thank you, Alexis, and I'm sure Nikki will put it on Heat Team boards. That is a great comparison. So just hang tight. Nikki will get that on our Heat Team boards.
I'm back.
And the
I'm
two
sorry.
groups were the Taekwondo and the soccer. Is that correct, Nikki?
No, it was women's field hockey. The Taekwondo team won 7 medals during the Pan American Games, which they've never done before. And I don't know if any other team has actually won 7 gold. And while we were there, the women's field hockey had only played 1 game, and they won, and the score was 15-0. So they're excited about the next athletes that are going to come on board. Wow, that's never happened to me before. The wellness company that I'm affiliated with has partnered with the United States Performance Center, who has developed a performance protocol. And this protocol is now available to you and all those people that you train. They use cutting edge technology, and nutrition is the key to their results. Would you like to know more? And that verbiage is already up on boards. So you can find all of that there. I just think that is so exciting. My suggestion is to be able to call every dance studio, every gymnastics studio, every personal trainer, every gym in your area, with that they now can use the same technology. You can teach them that technology for nutrition that the United States Performance Center is using. So with that said, I'm sorry about that dry throat. That has never happened. Yeah, Tyra.
Nikki, and where did you say that that's placed at on the boards, on the heat boards?
Think it is under athletes, under specific conditions on the first page, under athletes, top right corner.
Okay.
I also see it in the
Oh,
what's
so
new
sorry.
folder.
Any other questions?
I saw it in the what's new folder as well.
It's not, I'm talking about the Heat Team boards, so I don't know where you're looking, Beth, but I'm just going to
On
talk
the
about
Heat Team.
boards.
I'm on the Heat team.
What's new?
I did not put it there, so that's interesting. But anyway, you'll find it. Oh, and about boards, by the way. If you want to continue boards being free, you could only have 3 boards total. What that means is your own board that you've created, the Heat Team, if that's the board you're using, and 1 other board. So if you're seeing things like the sourdough board or any other boards, you'll only be able to have 3. My plan is to take all the boards, put just the links for those boards under a folder in the Heat Team, so that you'll be able to at least open them up and look at them without actually having to have a 4th board. I think that will work. And it's not that expensive to actually have boards, and they're so valuable. So if you do like having more than 1 boards, you're probably going to want to pay for boards. Any other questions before we sign off? All right. I think we are good. Thank you for your patience tonight with my choking. With all of us having to go through the conference in 40 minutes, I think we did an amazing job. I really want to thank each and every one of the NMDs that shared with us tonight. I would suggest you buy your ticket now for Phoenix. Put it in your calendar. This is a big rock. Phoenix, September 12th through the 14th. If it's in your calendar and something comes up and you look at your calendar, you can say, can we do that a different weekend? I already have Phoenix in mind. All right, everybody. Have a great week. Stay tuned for the calls coming up and talk to lots of people. Let's take the challenge. Travis Garza says, talk to 2 people a day, invite people to show them what you have, and make a big difference in the world. We send you lots of love. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Nikki.
Thank you so
much.
Thank
you.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you, Nikki.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you.
All right.